Right there. Are we live? All right. I see you guys. Does the D in Big D stand for distraction?
Oh.
Might be Dalvin Cook time. We'll preview. Thick with two C's. We will preview Cowboys and 49ers. That's going to be great. Cowboys by 100. And massive injury updates that have a lot to do with what the outcome will be of this game. That's all on the Cowboys DLLS podcast, which starts meow. I swear if our best offensive weapon has to miss the game because somebody's being sued for a hit and run, I'm out.
It was strangulation.
Although I think I saw that no matter what, he'll be able to play anyway because
Yeah.
they don't have to be sequestered. But yeah, Brandon Aubrey's got jury duty. You guys ever had jury duty? I've never had it. I've never gotten it in the mail. Crazy.
I've never had it. If you've had it, tell
What are
us
the
about
odds?
it in the comments. Yes.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah.
You ever convicted a murderer? Let us know.
The Scranton Strangler.
Are you a murderer?
Are you a murderer?
Let us know.
Are there any felons out there?
Stop.
Like and subscribe no matter what. But if you're a felon, let us know.
Thumbs up for felons.
Or what's the closest you've ever gotten to a felony? Tell us about your worst
Don't
misdemeanor.
tell us.
Yeah, the only one that can stop Aubrey is the government. That's true. Welcome in, everybody. It is the Cowboys DLLS podcast. We're going to preview the game. We will have some help with that from our buddy over at WFAA, Jonah Javad. We're going to party. It's going to be great. We've also got potential Dalvin Cook party time. We got big time injury updates, all those different things. Welcome. My name's Jeff. My name is Jeff. Next to me is my friend and former Cowboys wide receiver, Jesse Holley.
Oh, Jesse Holley went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
A cat that has dreams of being a lion must lose its appetite for rats.
Next to him is the best beat writer we've ever had at DLLS, and that is Joe Hoyt.
Tell him something, Joe.
What's up, guys?
Joe's here.
I haven't gotten jury duty.
Joe's here.
Yes, he is our friend, but he's kind of the enemy because he is a San Fran fan deep down inside.
You shouldn't say that.
Yeah, you definitely just
We
outed me.
love him.
Microphone.
You definitely just outed me.
Well, people deserve to know who you really are and that we
Oh,
care
damn.
about you despite.
Damn, that actually just happened.
Look at the main camera, Jeff.
Damn.
Did I look at the wrong camera?
Where's the one?
I know how to do the cold open. It's that camera.
He's not getting outed. I'm low-key a Texans fan now.
Next to Joe is noted Texans fan this time. Texans fan, Aisha Morrison.
Oh, Joe.
Hit the like button while you're here and tell us about your biggest misdemeanor or felony that you've committed, convicted or not. Guillotine. I've been a registered voter for 31 years, never served jury duty. One of my biggest regrets. I'd love to serve. I've just never gotten one in the mail.
I think we got to address the elephant. I grew up in San Francisco. I was actually in attendance for Jesse's catch against the Niners.
Yes. he was
And you threw a
there.
bottle from the stands and tried to trip him?
Tried to.
Did you call me bad names?
I did.
Did you said bad names about
I did. I did.
Probably did.
It's okay. At least he's honest.
I said the.
I've never even heard of this.
Wait, don't put words in his mouth. And you don't
No.
you let your intrusive thoughts get the best of you and
You played NFL football for
Denigrating
multiple
me.
years. You did a great job.
Yeah.
I was this close to the
to
NFL.
the NFL. You gotta stop doing that.
That's not right.
That
there,
close.
yeah.
Yeah. To the NFL.
I said we lost to the reality TV star. That's what I said.
Yeah.
Reality TV star. God.
Yeah, Mr. Fourth and Done. Or was it
Yeah.
You
Fourth
got
and
some
Gone?
love today.
Mr. Fourth and
You got
One.
some love today, yes?
Today?
Today
Or
on
on Gay
Good Morning
GMFB?
Football.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Your trivia
That
question.
was a
Got some
trivia
love
question.
today.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm not the answer to very many trivia questions. We're going to start off the show with there was an article on ESPN because when the Cowboys aren't doing well, it's wild how bad they're doing at 3-3.
It's weird.
How can you be 3-3, but also one of the 5 worst teams in football? I don't know. But don't worry about it. Just be happy that you have 3 wins. That's great. But yes, we've got another article on the distractions of the Dallas Cowboys. And I will say, it kind of appears that the whole article was a setup.
And a distraction in itself.
Because Dante Fowler was like, it's not really, which I don't believe anyone was misquoted. But then Kelvin Joseph was like, we're getting set up here. So it appears that the writer for ESPN might have contacted a bunch of Cowboys and asked them a bunch of things and then just pulled the ones about the tours and was like, look at these distractions. And they're like, well, that wasn't really the theme of what we were talking about. So we might have had a little bit of a setup, but it doesn't make quotes untrue. And there are plenty of Cowboys that when they leave here and get to somewhere else, unprompted, are kind of like, oh, yeah, it's wild. Like over here, it's just kind of football. Yeah. Just like, oh, man.
And Jerry's quotes were, he knew what he was saying on those.
Bro, Jerry's quotes.
Jerry's quotes were a little wild on that.
I'm not going to rant about Jerry's quotes. That was wild. He was like, no player has ever said anything to me about these tours. And then he said, and even if they did, they'd be swimming against the stream. Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Or what?
Or what?
Yeah, that
or
is
what?
a very
or
what from Jerry. Like, even if you did say something, I would just be like, I don't care. We're getting $50 million off of it, or $10 million a year.
$10
million a year, 5.2 in my pocket, baby. And Jesse, this seemed like something that you had a little bit of spunk for this morning.
Yeah, because we talk a lot about the distraction, and the one thing about being reporting, covering, whatever you want to put about for the Cowboys, is we always have content, and the tours are not a distraction. I'm sorry. It's not a distraction.
I'd say it's not a big distraction. There's enough players who say it is at least something.
It's an individual thing.
It's unique. It's the only team that does it. But
how is 30 people walking through the lunchroom more distracting than 70,000 people screaming at you on Sunday?
Because it's a more intimate setting.
I don't normally fight with Jesse.
No, let's bring it.
Because the crowd of a game is part of the game.
Right. But these people aren't in your meeting room.
If we had strangers in the hallway,
it would be fine
all the time.
It would not.
It would be fine.
We would do the job.
If we had a glass window right here the entire time.
Let me speak for myself when I say it would not for me.
It would, I would still be able to do the job just fine. It would be far from ideal. I think my thing about that sort of thing is I want my team to create the ideal work environment, not, well, that's okay, or you could work around that.
But the tours aren't walking through when we're doing meetings.
They're walking through while you're in the weight room.
Okay. Did that stop you from doing max set?
Yeah, but
that doesn't make it that.
There's a comfort that comes.
People
in
go to 24-hour fitness and Planet Fitness and
they
all
pay for
gyms,
that.
But that's not their job.
And they're
not at work
regularly. Like someone walking by a window and knocking on the window doesn't distract me from pulling up this power clean.
Yeah, that's just
I don't have.
That's a
Yeah,
hell of a quote.
I don't have the passion.
It's a great quote.
I don't have the passion for this debate. Like, I don't want it to be like I think it's a huge deal, but it's a thing. It's a thing about Cowboys football.
Bobby said it earlier, and I think it was perfect. It's not the disease; it is a symptom, right? Like, and so we can go with
just
that
one
part.
little thing.
But it's not like if that is the reason why you go out on the field on Sunday and you suck. Homie, this ain't the sport for you.
Right.
This isn't the sport for you.
Well, that headline, that's why I didn't agree with like the headline of that story specifically. Like, this is the thing stopping the Cowboys from getting back to the Super Bowl. No.
Right.
No.
Like
that's not.
It's never going to stop. I don't look at it as being a distraction towards the players being able to concentrate and focus on the task at hand. A tour walking through is not the distraction of why Trayvon Diggs is turning down tackles.
No.
A tour walking through is not the reason why Mozzie has not had a pressure in a game this season. The tour walking through is not the reason why Troy Aikman is saying receivers are not running off the football. A tour going through is not the reason why any of your running backs can find a damn hole to run through. The tour that's happening in the building has absolutely nothing to do with your left tackle, your right tackle. Hell, even your future Hall of Fame right guard can't block a goddamn soul. So don't tell me about a tour. It has nothing to do with a tour. You got bad football players. You can say you got bad schemes or whatever it is. A tour has nothing to do while you're not getting back to the Super Bowl. It can be something that is a thing, but come on. Like, you're a professional athlete. I'm paying you a whole lot of damn money to lock in and focus on what you're supposed to do. So a couple people walking through because you in the weight room, a couple people walking through because you having lunch and they're looking in there on that has nothing to do with what you do on Sunday. It has literally nothing to do with what you do on Sunday. That's a different conversation. But tours aren't the reason. Tours are not the reason why your team is 3-3. Tours are not the reason why you can't stop a soul on any part of the football field. Tours are not the reason why, and you got numbers for it, they can load the box up and have as many people standing in the darn holes as they want, and you still can't stop somebody from running at you. So the tour nonsense is bullcrap. I get it. It's there. It may be a distraction. It ain't a culture thing. It does nothing to do with performance on Sunday. Now, if you told me that these tours are going through and I'm sitting here trying to watch film or break down film on what the Niners are doing.
They're sitting in the meeting with you.
And now someone's going, hey, you see that? I'm like, who the hell are you? Oh, yeah, my name's Bob. We're on a $200 tour.
What do you think about that, Corey?
Yeah.
You get him on a slant, I think.
Okay, cool. Now we have a little bit of a situation there. But the doors close. And the time that you have in those meeting rooms, that's you in the film. That's you and your coach. That's you and your teammates. The door closes when you go out there in the football field. That's you and your coaches, you and your teammates. I don't give a damn who's around. My job is to lock in and focus on what we are supposed to be doing. And that is football. That is the X's and O's. That's the alignment assignment. I know the details of what I'm supposed to do as a professional. If you have a problem with doing that as a professional, my boy, Indeed.com. Go log on. Yeah, I'm sure Empire is hiring. I'm sure Game Time's hiring. Yeah. Hey, guess what? Rollback. They're selling coolers.
No, that's Rugged Road. Rollback and get your golf gear.
Get your golf gear. Go golf. Go golf. But
go golf.
Yeah, this tour thing to me, it's a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah, I think that was a wonderful rant. I enjoyed your passion. And like, I agree for the most part. Like, no, I don't think that is stopping you.
No, you agree for all the parts.
No, not for all the parts.
No.
Okay. I agree that individual thing is not stopping you from winning on Sunday or winning a Super Bowl or whatever. But I absolutely think it is a symptom of the Cowboy disease. Like, you didn't get country club and soft and these words thrown at your team for no reason. Yeah. There is a different culture in Dallas, Texas, and I do think that is a symptom of it. There's literally one
team. That's the players that you keep drafting.
No, that's fine.
Like, soft
the players are bad.
Soft has to do with players. I'm sorry. Soft is a player thing, is a coach thing. I've been around this team for a long time.
Yeah.
I've been around that locker room. I played with some dudes that ain't soft. Even my teams, and I got a coach fired.
Mm-hmm.
Never called it soft.
Mm-hmm.
Never called it soft.
Mm-hmm.
That's a player thing. That's a coach mentality thing. That's not a thing that tours or even Jerry. Now maybe he has something to do with it because he helps get some of the players in here. But soft, that is an individual thing.
That's fine. I think it's easier to have worse habits in a place where the tone set from the top isn't football.
It's money.
That's all.
Money.
And I think this is a symptom of that.
I agree.
That I go back to the two people who are probably considered the greatest coaches of all time, Nick Saban in college, Bill Belichick in the NFL. And I'm not making the case that I want either one of them coaching in the year of our Lord 2024.
Yes.
But there's themes that run through the organizations that do things the best. And it is, we are going to minimize distractions. We are going to maximize what we do in our work time. We are never going to be complacent. And at the top of this one is the opposite. Like,
all right,
we're absolutely going to
so what's the problem in Carolina? They don't do tours.
Well, they also got an owner who's a little.
Yeah, they also have a bad owner. Yeah.
Bad owner.
Okay.
Yeah, they're probably worse.
We
have a great owner. We have the best owner ever because his job as an owner is to run a business. He runs the most successful business in pro sports. He's an incredible owner.
Yeah, but culture stems from the top at the end of the day. That's what the constant there. And the other thing too, really quickly, at the end of the day, you cannot deny the fact that these tours are a unique thing. They're the only team in the NFL that does it. The Cowboys have a lot of uniquities that come with them. Even Mike McCarthy talked the other day. He's like, hey, in Green Bay, we had the cold that we had to deal with. In Dallas, we got to deal with some other things. He was more talking about external factors in terms of how much attention ESPN gives them and other things like that. But at the end of the day, that includes tours. That includes other things. Someone in the chat said, we have a felony in the chat.
Oh, hell yeah, we got a felony?
Yeah, ironically.
We're looking for your misdemeanors or your felonies as Brandon Aubrey's getting ready for jury duty.
Ironically. But yeah, a lot of team play, at the team hotel, they have plenty of fans there. They're American team. There's things that come with that. There's uniquities that come with that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just think accessibility is something that you just have to be careful with in general. And I can agree with both of y'all at the same time, right? I can hear your side of things, Jesse, that it has nothing to do. I can say I'm very gray when it comes to stuff, but I understand like it has nothing to do with the preparation, what they do, how they put things on the field. But to Jeff's point, I do think that it does set a tone for the seriousness of what the hell you do. And also, too, I feel like, again, I hope I don't, but it's also to the idea of some level, like we see that there's a disconnect between, we see athletes, people have access to athletes in a way that they haven't in years, especially via social media and things like that. And I think with some of the players too, specifically, the accessibility gives a false sense of entitlement. And it also too has them to be dangerous. Because we've seen players even get death threats, people coming to their home, finding their address. So I think that there has to be some level of.
It has nothing to do with tours, though.
It doesn't. It's the accessibility factor. And if you can't decipher, and that's my point, is that I shouldn't have to deal with that at work.
Then what we can't do is we can't say when people go, well, Micah has a podcast, and then we can't say that that's not a distraction, right?
No,
that's accessible, right? Like, because if you say that people go, well, everyone has a podcast, that's access, then what's the difference between
but the thing
30
is that
walking in
he has control, but he has control. He has control over how many people can access him, how they want to access him. There are stipulations.
I don't want to use him in particular because I don't want people to say there's other people who do podcasts and things of that nature. What I'm saying is if you do a podcast, your sole purpose is to not limit anybody. It is to bring in all of the access.
So you're choosing it.
Exactly.
And it's controlled, frankly.
How is it controlled?
There are people aren't in the studio with him.
No one's in the studio with me.
Yeah,
and I want everyone to see it.
I want people to watch and to look and to comment. And
but no one's in my work. No one's in my workspace.
That's the thing that I don't understand.
In a lunchroom.
They're walking
no one's
through
on the football
halls,
field.
They're
No
walking
one's
through
in
the
the
halls
meeting
of your
rooms.
office.
Every
20 minutes, there's a herd of 30 people walking through your office.
Meeting rooms.
Not in the meeting rooms.
On the same
floor.
Not in the meeting
rooms. Well, like Dak walks out of wherever to go get lunch, and he's walking through 30 random humans. Like I am not passionate about this. I disagree with the fact that it's literally nothing.
I'm passionate about it.
It's also not the reason. It's also not the reason.
Cut of the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's also not the reason they're not winning.
It's not the reason, but it does play into, again, the unseriousness of the football aspect of what the hell you do. And I'm sorry, like we can sit up here and try to.
See, you can't handle distractions.
We can sit up here and make it seem like, again, it's something small in retrospect to what we're talking about with the football stuff. But the reason why it's even being brought up is because we're discussing how serious does the owner take, the football operations? How serious does the owner take adding to the team, doing the right thing, bringing in the proper coaches, whatever the case may be? And it's just the reason why it's being brought up, which I don't like that it's being brought up, but the reason why it's being brought up is because it has relevance to the team building aspect of this team and the culture, the energy around this team, and being taken seriously as a football
All right, let's
team.
put a pin in that, because what I do think is a distraction, and we'll save it for the next. Let this bleed into the next segment. What I do think is a distraction is the things that Jerry Jones talked about on the radio. Those are distractions to me. That's a distraction.
Knock out some super chats. Michael, thank you. Considering the injuries to our DNs, where the Zimmer double A gap blitzes to create pressure, Overshown, Leofau, Micah when healthy. We'll preview the game in the second half of the show, and we'll talk about some of those things. Vance, man, distraction can cost teams. Imagine if your star player was dating a very popular singer and they only show her on TV at every game. He's choosing that. Lambie, if Dan Quinn was still here, would Mike be fired? Probably. because you'd have an actual candidate to be the head coach of your team.
Hit the like button, too. 37, that's not enough.
That is not enough. Not after the impassioned rant plea defense of Jerry from Jesse.
See.
Coming up next, we will, we'll talk about the things that Jerry has done and said that are distractions, plus big-time injury news that will absolutely affect this game. All those things are next on the Cowboys DLLS Podcast.
Just
Woosa. RuggedRollUSA.com. You want to get an amazing cooler?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Aisha's service dog vomited in the corner.
DLLS get you 10% off one of the coolest coolers that you can have in
wheel it through at the tour.
Yeah, you can. That's right. You can wheel it through the tour. If you want to be a distraction, get you a Rugged Road cooler, wheel that thing, tote that thing through the Cowboys tour.
Offer a drink to CD as he walks to his meeting.
Offer a cold beer to Micah.
There you go.
Offer room temperature water to, and if things get really bad, let that bad boy float in the misery that is this Cowboys team.
When the tears are flowing,
it does float.
Yeah, when the tears are like, I don't know, guys.
It does float.
RuggedRoadOutdoors.com. Use our promo code DLLS. Get 10% off your purchase. Do whatever the hell you want with the cooler. It's good. It's floatable.
Fantastic.
It's dependable. It's an amazing cooler. You should own one. And don't let it be a distraction to your show.
Shout out to Rugged Road.
Yes. We do like to eliminate distractions. We like to lock in, be dialed in, be confident in whatever we're doing. Shout out to my friends at Blue Chew, where if you use the code ALLCITY, that first month is free, baby. We love our friends at Blue Chew. I'm a big confidence guy when it comes to the intimate situations. And sometimes if you can find something out there that makes you more confident in what's going down or what's going to go down, you like that. That's Blue Chew. An online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis and Levitra, but at a fraction of the cost and in a chewable form. The process is simple. Sign up at BlueChew.com and consult with one of their licensed medical providers. Once you're approved, you'll get your prescription within days. You can take them anytime, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. You know what I'm talking about? Opportunity. Does it work? Don't think you need it? Try it for a month and see. You're going to love it. Your partner is going to love it. Got a special deal for our listeners. Blue Chew free when you use our promo code ALLCITY at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. BlueChew.com, ALLCITY. All right. What did Jerry do to actually make you? What distraction?
So, of course, Jerry has his radio show.
Yeah.
Twice a week.
I just want to point out, we only had one thing total in this room that wasn't part of the show. You got distracted.
Whoa. Lawyered.
That was just one.
No, I got through mine.
Okay. I got through mine. Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I got through mine.
But did it affect your concentration?
Nah. I got through mine.
All right. Go ahead.
Did you play your best?
Of course. You ain't got to worry about my performance. Run the tape back.
I was at the objective.
Well, if I am worried about my performance, I just Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
Go to Blue Chew.
Blue Chew.
And Rugged Road.
Don't put your love life on chill in a Rugged Road cooler. Get you a Blue Chew and let that thing heat up.
Yeah. Facts.
All right.
Is that a shot at Clarence? You said chill?
Maybe.
No, okay.
What up, Pop? Jerry Jones, twice a week, gets on the radio and he says words. He's the only owner in the National Football League that does that.
It's a privilege, by the way.
It's to the guys that he's doing it with. I absolutely understand that. It is. No. But to your team.
Yeah.
Here's where it becomes a distraction. Well, we've already talked about it before. We said it last week. Is when they have these meetings in the morning and they're talking about strategies and guys who are going to play and not going to play. And, and for Mike, it's all about let's keep things a little bit close to the vest. I don't want everybody to know who I got, who's available, who may not play, because that'll help their game plan. And hell, if Dalvin Cook realizes I got to just turn on the radio to find out if I'm playing or not, I'm sure there's someone else on the other team that's like, well, let's hear what the owner has to say, because he's probably going to tell us who's suiting up, who's not suiting up, so that we can better prepare for ourselves.
Even if we don't know that he's going to suit up, if he got any sort of optimistic report from Jim Maurer, he'll say the guy's going to play, which now makes the guy look bad when he can't play because he's hurt. But Jerry said he would play because he
prompts questions. What happened?
Yeah. What happened? And so now,
what's wrong with DaRon Bland? Well, it was 6 to 8 weeks, but Steven told a sponsor 2 weeks ago that he was going to play.
Yeah.
And so now people are like, he must have had a setback. 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
He's right on track. But
so a thing that's distracting to me is when Jerry talks about the head coach who's also the offensive coordinator, and he talks about your scheme, our scheme, the coach's scheme isn't good. The what other word did he use, Joe?
What concept?
The concepts,
Yeah, concepts
aren't good.
Bad concepts.
Bad concepts. Bad plays. And our young players are not good.
Yeah.
And need more time to develop.
But he likes them.
Yeah. They're good. They got a lot of young talent.
I'm sorry, but if I'm the offensive play caller, if I'm the head coach, if I'm the guy that's my job's on the line, and I go back to now I have to answer these questions, right? Because now when he does his presser, Mike McCarthy, he does his presser, of course, guys like Joe Hoyt, right? Best Cowboy beat writer we have around on this show.
Ever.
You know, he's going to ask the question, hey, coach, your owner said that you have bad concepts.
Yeah.
Your owner says that you have bad schematics. What do you have to say about that?
I don't know.
Now I have to defend myself.
And that's what he basically said yesterday, like, yeah, I don't think we have bad concepts. I'll go back and check is the wording he used.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't hear it, so I'm not sure what you, but
But then he also acknowledged the fact that, like, yeah, we got to improve and we got to do this. And then a lot of people I saw kind of interpreted that as like, oh, okay, he's not even like sticking up for himself now. And it's like, but like, why are you in a position to stick up for yourself against your own owner? Exactly.
You can't. What do you want to say? Jerry don't know what the hell he's talking about. Now I've waged war with the guy who holds the pen on whether or not I have a job next year here or not.
And that's what he wants to say. I promise. He wants to say, listen, that dude is 82 years old, and I don't care what he thinks. And the fact that he talks and the things that he says a lot of times aren't even what's actually happening, and then I have to clean it up is exhausting. It's a beating, and no one ever wants to live this life. But I was unemployed, and I really wanted a job, and he does pay me, so whatever.
But that's a distraction.
Oh, yeah.
Because now when he goes back and he sits at his desk and he's preparing for this game, he's thinking to himself, aren't my concepts bad? Aren't my schemes bad? Or now he's overcompensating, trying to prove a point. And here's what also happens. In the locker room, right? The locker room isn't this big kumbaya, everyone, let's come together and be, you know.
It would be for me. You're strong. You're hurting me.
And be all joyful. The locker room in every professional sport is cliquey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Group of guys over here, group of guys over there. Everyone's all clicked up and everyone has their own little tight knit circle.
100%.
Right? Sorry. My bad.
You good.
You good.
I'm chilling.
But there are some people in those circles that heard what Jerry Jones said and they were like, he's right. These concepts are dumb. They are terrible. They are bad. The scheme is stupid. I hate it. There's some that probably was like, you know what? I disagree with Jerry. I like the scheme. I like this. But now you've created this amongst the locker room. It is conversation. It is a conversation that's happening on the. How does this translate to distraction? Now when I go out in the football field, if I'm a part of that group that thinks that what Jerry said was true and that it was a terrible scheme, a terrible concept, guess who doesn't believe it when I go out there in the practice field? And now you get what Troy was talking about. Guys not fully selling out to do what they're supposed to do. That's not a matter of guys don't have the proper effort. That it is. But also it's guys don't believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
So that now creates a distraction. Because you go out there and you perform terribly again and you get smoked by the Niners, guess what? We're back here again next week talking about you like a dog.
Concepts and play design.
Distraction. And now God had to say, you know, Dak has to get up in the podium and defend it and says some politically correct stuff. And then now other guys have to get in and defend it. And now I have to say politically correct stuff. It creates a distraction. To me, the hell with the tours. It's these things that create a distraction in the locker room.
I'm sorry. I'm tough. So an 82-year-old saying whatever the hell he wants doesn't matter to me. I would just lock in and play football.
Yeah, but a tour bothers you. You know, I can't win, guys. Sorry.
That's what I was just trying to. I wanted to be you this time.
I mean,
just get on your rugged road and float off. Okay.
I think it also just exacerbates, maybe to your point, Jesse, some of the feelings that are already there.
Yeah.
Like if you already didn't have faith in like the route concepts and the creativity and some of the things that go on, like, yeah, it's like, oh, our owner said it. So I don't know how many people trust what Jerry be saying anymore, though.
You trust it. You if like anything else, right? Like if what you say aligns with what I believe.
Now I trust. That's a great point.
Now your word's Bible.
Yep.
Great point.
Now your word's Bible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Boy, there's a lot of people.
So do we think that the concepts are good? Do we think that?
I think it's fine. I don't think that Mike McCarthy gives you a definitive schematic advantage on Sundays, but I also don't think he actively hurts you. Otherwise, how in the hell do you win 12 games every year and be a top 3 to 5 offense every year with a roster that's okay? Yeah. Is the quarterback the best quarterback in football?
No, but the quarterback has been.
He's good.
If your team was literally the worst on first and second down for most of the time that he's been here, but they're just magically good on third down, I would assume that it probably is the quarterback.
Right. I think that he's really good, but do we think that he is so good that you're a top 5 offense?
Not anymore.
With just him?
No.
So, Mike's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't want fine. I want the best, Jerry. Coming up next, let's start to preview this game against the 49ers. Do they have a shot? What's the final score? Leave that in the chat. I'm looking for your like buttons, please. We need the thumbs up.
Shout out to all the felons.
We'll be joined by shout out to all the misdemeanor and felon committers. Send in the law that you break the most often in the chat. That's what I'm looking for.
No.
We'll be joined by our friend Jonah Javad from WFAA as we start previewing this game. That is next on the Cowboys DLLS Podcast.
This is me. This is game time right here. If you're going to the Mavs game tonight, basketball season has returned. Mavs opener tonight.
I'm going.
Jeff's
Really?
going. If you want to join them, if you've never been to a Mavs game, like
go to
Aisha,
there?
Stars games, hockey season is here. Football season is here. The Cowboys aren't playing home this weekend. So partake in all the activities that are going around in this city or in your city. Go to gametime.com, use our promo code DLLS, and get $20 off your first purchase. See where you're sitting. Like, that's important to me. I'm bougie at times.
Yeah.
At times. Not all the times.
Yeah,
at
yeah,
times. I'm bougie.
At times.
I need to know where I'm sitting.
Yeah.
I need to know just where I'm sitting. I need to know that the price is right from where I'm sitting. You don't have all those extra fees and all the extra things that you get at those other places like you do. Like you don't have that at Game Time. So head over to gametime.com. Use our promo code. Download the app. Get your seats. DLLS, $20 off your first purchase.
God, I can't see the clock. Let's talk about our friends at Sleeper as well. Like right now, I'm on the Sleeper app. And what you do is your favorite or least favorite players, what you want to do is you want to predict. Will they have more or less than their projected stat lines? Luka tonight, 30.5 points.
Oh.
Do I think that he'll have more than that? I think I do.
Uh-oh.
Bang! And then you just pick more and more players with the promo code DLLS Boys. You'll get $100 up to a $100 match on your first deposit. And that's what you do. And you can do it across all sorts of different sports and combine all those picks. The more that you pick, the more that you can win with our friends at Sleeper. Katya, I can't see the clock. If you think you've got what it takes, download the Sleeper app and use the code DLLS Boys. You'll get that up to a $100 match on your first deposit, and you can party like I do. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational in over 25 states. Check out Sleeper today.
Can I make a quick bet?
Please.
Go to Sleeper.
That would have nothing to do with
Nothing
Sleeper.
to do with Sleeper.
Oh, yeah,
by the way.
obviously.
Nothing to do with Sleeper.
Because that's not.
So Mike McCarthy said in terms of Brandon Aubrey today that, quote, we have a plan to get him ready for the 49ers.
Brandon Aubrey?
Brandon Aubrey. When Chill comes on, he's going to say they have a concept of a plan. I'm just going to, that's my
Okay,
plan.
you think he's going to do one
Chill's
little
going to say,
quick little dig?
yeah, a little concept of a plan. Just
Concept of a plan while
I'm just-
Brandon Aubrey's convicting someone of moida to get him out there.
We got a couple
What?
potential felonies. Lane Klein never wears a seatbelt and speeds a lot.
Oh, bad
It's a
combination.
He said it's a deadly combination.
Bad combo.
Yeah. Special
scared
K.
me.
I dodge traffic like Jerry Jones dodged questions about being a
Oh yeah, he says he's a jaywalker. Yeah, I will jaywalk on your ass.
I can't believe that jaywalking used to be a crime.
It
Is it
used
still
to-
a
it
crime?
still
It's a
is.
crime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How does that-
if they catch me coming to work, I
Is
can get
it
a
like
ticket.
a crime in like a New York still too?
I don't know.
Oh, we got Jonah.
Probably. I mean, it's a crime. That's what crosswalks are for. It's for your own safety. Let's visit and join up with our buddy Jonah Javad from WFAA, our partners and our friends, as we're getting ready to preview the Cowboys and 49ers. Hi, Jonah.
Hey, it's been fun listening to this discussion. I tried to think of something that I do, but I'm a model citizen.
Oh, Jonah, we're going to find out how model of a citizen you are right now. We have a
I
running
got
theme on this
nothing
show,
for
Jonah,
real.
and we want to know. We got to know. We have to know. Are you raw dogging under that quarter zip?
Is this something under there?
Do you have a shirt under that quarter zip?
It ain't nothing under there.
Oh, yes!
No, He has to go. Is that the wife beater?
Is it a wife beater?
Is that the
No.
You got nothing?
You're raw dogging?
Oh, y'all are
yeah.
dangerous people.
Oh,
Justice.
Wait, he's at the house though.
Okay, that's fair.
Like
at
in
the house.
public, you can't.
Okay,
do it.
all right. You're at the house.
You know what?
I'm at
But
the
you
house.
might-
I'm at the house.
We'll give you the benefit.
But do you normally raw dog under your quarter zip?
You do.
You're sick.
Jonah.
I'm not against it. I'm
You're
not
sick,
against
dude.
it.
You're sick. Lock him up. Lock him up.
Lock him up is
Lock
crazy.
him up.
Oh,
Harry,
no.
Harry and raw dogging under the quarter zip.
That's nasty.
It's got to be a felony.
Now you're accusing
We're
me of
happy
being
that you're here, Jonah.
Yeah. Should we?
And I'm not Italian, which makes it more blasphemous, really.
Yeah.
If I had a big chain, maybe it would work or something.
I can't get away with it. Can I start with the? I'm going to ask Jonah the impossible question to start our Cowboys Niners preview because I've been. God bless your heart and
Thank
soul. You got two more. I'm searching for reasons for optimism, and I think there are things about the way the 49ers are playing and different things going on with them that can give you yay, we could beat this team. But then once you start factoring in the Cowboys end of having to actually do what you have to do you have any sort of reason for optimism going into Sunday night? Damn.
The NFL can be super weird, and teams that you expect to get smoked win. I mean, maybe just the law of averages and regressions. That's the only thing. We can get into the semantics of every matchup and how, they should get, smacked. But, we often think groupthink tends to prevail too much, I think, when it comes to the NFL. And it's not like the Cowboys are an awful team. They've been bad against certain aspects that offenses present, but yeah, I mean, optimistically, I think it's because the Niners are banged up, and when their weapons are taken away, they're not the same team, and maybe that helps the Cowboys. But when your defense can't stop Joe Hoyt from running through the hole, then they're going to struggle.
Shot at Joe.
That's how you know that you guys
Sorry,
must
Joe.
be friends.
Love you, buddy.
Yeah, I love you too, man. All County, WCAL, 2012. Go check it out.
Wow. Yeah, there's stuff about the I'm gonna give you a number for the 49ers, which initially it's oh, that sounds great. That's something that's really, really important. Brandon Ayuk is out for the season.
Mm-hmm.
The 49ers, and these numbers are nuts. The 49ers average 1.6 more yards per play with Brandon Ayuk on the field as opposed to him off over the course of the last season and almost a half.
Mm-hmm.
The difference between averaging 5.5 yards per play and 7.1 is absurd. So not having Brandon Ayuk has been huge for the 49ers. So you take him away and you go, all right, that destroys their offense. They are just not the same. And I'm like, cool. And I saw that happen last week against the Chiefs. But what are the Cowboys going to do about it? That it always comes back to, but how does that work for you?
So I have this theory, and it's just a personal theory of mine. When it comes down to when you break the season down, I do believe that your coach should be able to manufacture 1 to 2 games in a season. Just sheer scheme, play calling, rhythm, timing,
sneak attack.
Just I just do believe the good coaches, they're able to manufacture a game or two throughout the season that you probably man, how are we going to get through this one? And this is one of those games for Kyle Shanahan with the bye coming up for them. The Cowboys coming off the bye. No, they're on the bye next week.
Yeah, they're going into the bye.
With them going on to a bye, knowing that they need to get healthy, getting a win heading into the bye, I think this is where that coach gets into that lab. He begins to chef some things up and puts together a game plan that when you look at it at the end of the day, you go, I don't know how we won this game, but we were able to do things on the field a play or two more than what that other team was that got us the victory. And I think that's where the advantage there's other places, but the coaching advantage to me in this game with Kyle Shanahan versus Mike McCarthy or Zim or whoever, that's going to play a huge part in how this whole thing plays out in the end.
Yeah, I mean, Jonah, we're talking about desperation here a little bit for the Cowboys, and we're talking about Kyle Shanahan winning a game. What do you just kind of read on Mike McCarthy's status right now, kind of heading into this game and just how vital it is? Last year, the bye matched up just with this same exact bye week. I'm just kind of curious what you think about Mike McCarthy and where he's at going out of the bye this time around?
Well, listen, you get a whole bye week to prep for the 49ers. You watch them play against the Chiefs. There's enough tape on them, and they're banged up. I mean, this is a sweet spot for a McCarthy bounce back game to, try to hold on to, some semblance of that head coaching job. But I keep coming back to this, and I feel for McCarthy in some ways because there have been a lot of years where he's been dealt a bad hand, his first year being the COVID year and the Dak injury. And, things haven't panned out in the postseason. And I'm not necessarily going to say that that's not his fault and certain plays weren't made. But, last year's playoff mess was defense related. With him this year, I think you're seeing his scheme and the play calling and everything that he wanted to do. It's showing up because they don't have the playmakers to do it. And this is where, to your point of you need a offense that either has playmakers that can stretch field outside of CD, or you need a scheme that can get guys open. And Andy Reid is one of those coaches who can go and get you 1 to 2 wins every year with talent that might not be Pro Bowl caliber. I'm not sure McCarthy is that. I'm not sure McCarthy has ever been that. And so now you're seeing that show up through these first 6 games because they don't have the talent and they don't have the scheme to match. And so you're kind of at conflict. So you're hoping that, if you're McCarthy, your team just plays better. But again, we're back in the same – I feel like we're back in the vortex. You need Dak Prescott to be Superman every week. You needed him to be Superman to beat the Steelers. And I know the Steelers have a good record. I'm not really high on the Steelers. I don't think they're that good. And he had to be Superman in those final moments just to beat them. And if that doesn't happen, they're 2-4, and we're talking about this game being a season saver. So they have a personnel issue. They have a front office issue. I feel like we talk about the same thing every week. I don't know how you guys do this show. It's so tough. But yeah, it's dysfunctional from top to bottom right now.
Are we doing optimism things?
We can.
Or is that what we're doing right now?
You want throw some optimism if you want.
I was trying to make sure. Is that the feel of what makes you feel optimistic?
Well, we've been really negative. So
we've been incredibly negative.
So if you
but if you
want to throw an optimism,
that makes you happy.
Barnacles. Well, in regards to what y'all are talking about, you have had time to prepare for San Fran with the bye week and everything. But you also too, if you look at San Fran conceptually and a lot of things that they're doing, it's the same. They're running the same similar concepts. Now, to your point, Jesse, they might come out and see something on film with the Cowboys that they might be able to get away with and do more of, specifically, even so, like attacking the edges. We talked about it before the show, was the fact that in the run game, they're making most of their money up the middle with Jordan Mason, and also, too, doing some tight end screens and stuff on the outside sometimes. But there's this defense, even though the Cowboys' defense is different, they have seen this offense over and over and over again.
They've done a great job.
And they have not.
And they haven't stopped it.
And they have not stopped it yet. However, because of the state of where San Fran is, you do see some simplification in what they do as an offense right now. So maybe that is something that helps out the Cowboys, because I think that they have seen more success against offenses that aren't super duper flashy. You're still going to get the secondary motion. You're still going to get the shifts. They're still betting on the defense being like, I think I see what I see, but I don't see it for real. But it's just not as flashy as it's been in past years with them having some of their stars out. That's all I got for you.
Jonah, how many points do you think the Cowboys will win by?
After my mini rant, you think I would think the Cowboys win? 4. How about that?
Thank you. That's lovely. It's Jonah Javad from WFAA. Watch WFAA or else. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Jonah. We love you.
See you guys. And girls.
Put a shirt on.
Yeah, well, only if you're leaving the house.
He's leaving the house.
Don't leave the house in that weird oven baking up your pits.
Blown away at this.
I'm
still blown away at this whole topic.
He's leaving the house.
I can't believe
fine.
He's leaving.
It's fine.
I don't think he was sitting in that video with the quarter zip, neck up, draws, neck down. I mean, waist down. He's sitting. He's going outside.
Yeah. If you ever see me in a camera shot that is not in a studio, just know that anything off screen, I'm not wearing. No, if you go to my YouTube page, you watch me do a video, I promise you can see the T-shirt I'm wearing or whatever. I'm naked on the lower half.
Damn.
I am ass out on the chair.
You know what's wild? and I probably shouldn't say this. This is a wild thing I'm about to say.
Oh my
This
God.
is a great preface, by the way. But
Because you and I have done many shows together.
Never been wearing undies
Neither have
or
I.
shorts. Yeah.
We've both been commando
Let's go.
content.
Let's go.
We're the
Commando
commando
content?
content.
Yeah.
We're the commando content.
God,
Cowboys Commando.
We're the cowboy content
Commandos.
We're the commandos.
Oh, yeah, we are.
Cowboys Commando content creation.
That's going to be our new show.
No.
In the chat, give me your reasons for optimism. Try to find some. You know, I'm tired. I don't want to be negative all the time. I want the Cowboys to go destroy the 49ers and get people feeling good. I want it to happen. If you've got something that you believe in, put that in the chat.
Winnie the Pooh.
Halloween costume?
Winnie the Pooh.
I'm going Ricky Bobby.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Shirt, no bottom.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah,
have
he's
a
got a little
no
shirt
bottom.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was an Eeyore guy. I don't care about
That got real.
That actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Eeyore.
Notice how even though Eeyore had massive depression, they didn't exclude him from anything, and they made sure that they were always there for him.
Tigger and
He had a bow on his tail too.
Yeah,
making that up.
maybe.
Did he have a bow? On
Yeah,
his tail?
I think it was
Maybe.
Was he sus?
Leave him
Was he
alone.
sus?
He was sweet.
What kind of sweet?
We're going to keep previewing Cowboys and 49ers. There's a lot of matchups to watch, things you need to know about this game, including those injury reports that we've been referencing. It is good news for one of the teams and bad for the other. We'll do all of that next on the Cowboys DLLS Podcast. So we want you to sign up to be a diehard too.
Mm-hmm.
And also make sure that you're subscribed wherever you listen to podcasts. Wherever you listen to podcasts.
Don't be distracted.
Don't be distracted.
Don't be distracted. Don't be distracted. Don't be
I
distracted.
told you I'm
Don't be
distracted when people walk through
Don't
my
be distracted.
workspace. I
Don't be
told you it's a
distracted.
distraction.
This is all confirmation.
We want you to sign up to be a diehard at alldlls.com. It comes with sweet perks, including like last night. I had my Z-Biotics and then 4 drinks at volleyball. And then
Before? During?
comfortable 3-0 before and during.
Okay.
And comfortably 3-0'd them. Dominated. Had a great time. And then I let the people in our members-only Discord, if you're a diehard, you get access to our Discord server where we're all hanging out and, you know, it's just fellow DFW sport fan psychos. But we have all sorts of different stuff we do. And I knew I wanted to watch a vampire movie, but I let the people decide. I went in the Discord and I was just like,
Buffy the Vampire
which one?
Slayer.
I ended up watching Blade.
Oh,
Good one.
Classic.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yes, rest in peace, Chris Christopherson. Yeah, I watched Blade. But yeah, it's all sorts of fun in there and wild ass.
Tonight,
Talking
watch
about-
Vampire in Brooklyn. Underrated movie.
Is that Eddie Murphy?
It's
Yeah.
not underrated.
Underrated.
That's my
I love
movie
it.
right
Vampire
there.
in Brooklyn.
You're going to love it.
I'm probably not going to
You're going to be entertained.
My
I'm-
kayak's here. I don't have time for movies anymore. I'm going kayaking.
Hey.
We can talk about kayaking. We can do anything. But yeah, you get into our members only Discord server if you sign up to be a diehard, as well as getting discounts on merch and gear and the premium content on the website. You get all of the good stuff when you sign up to be a diehard. AllDLLS.com. And yeah, we want you to be there. And if not, then you know the deal.
Or else.
Or else. I haven't figured out what that means yet, but it's or else.
Maybe you should ask that in Discord.
It's also our lowest rate ever. Just $4 a month, billed annually. Come on in, get you something being a diehard, okay? Okay, great. Cowboys and 49ers. We didn't really get to this, but if you just go off of injury report, like yesterday for the 49ers, Juwan Jennings didn't practice. George Kittle didn't practice. Deebo Samuel didn't practice. Trent Williams didn't practice, although that wasn't an injury designation. It was just rest. That sounds like, come get some. If you told... Oh, Pop is trying to be
hit
called
decline
Uncle?
just then.
Just so if you just looked at their injury report, it would sound like, hell yeah, they're going to be missing so many things. But if you heard Kyle Shanahan talk yesterday, it sounds like it's going to be a lot better for them than it is for the Cowboys. But for more on that, let's check in.
Did their owner come out and say...
No, it's actually the head coach talked about the football
Gotcha.
stuff.
Who is their owner?
It was the head coach.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm adding to the point.
No clue.
Yeah, a lot of people don't even...
York's what is York? He's the owner,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you got one, yeah.
Jed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know your Jed York family tree?
My
You
point
want to
was
win?
that
Put Pop.
you don't know other teams' owners.
Clarence.
What's up, Pop? Good to see you.
What's up, guys? How you doing, man?
You're looking real Frederick Douglas, right? I mean, Frederick. You're looking real Frederick Douglass right now.
Hey, it's funny that you guys are talking about this. Mike McCarthy doesn't want Deebo to play. He said they're preparing for the play, but they think he's trying to give Shannon a little bit of advice. Why don't you rest Deebo? That's his word for today. Rest Deebo. Regarding Micah Parsons, he is doing better, but is not yet past the return to play threshold. He will be in the rehab group today. He must do something on Saturday to be cleared to play. And the same is true for Bland. They're going to try to mix Kendrick into some team stuff today and see how that goes. So that's where we are on injuries. I asked Mike McCarthy. It's interesting because everybody's so into the tours and stuff. I asked Mike McCarthy, what is it that you do well? What do y'all do well? Because, we can talk about the injuries for the 49ers, but they still run the ball well. They still have a pretty good defense. What is it the Cowboys do well? And he turned it into a joke. He said, we do well. We get through adversity every day. I got through a tour just to get to this press conference today. I got through adversity. That's what we do well. We got, I managed to get through this tour. But that's where we are. The Cowboys, he believes that they play well on the road, and they need to take care of business against this 49ers team, this banged up 49ers team on the road. They're preparing to go win this weekend.
Thank you, Clarence. You're the best.
Wait, can I ask him one question really quick?
I dare you.
What was Brandon Aubrey's doing jury duty? Do they have a plan?
Yeah, that's why I forgot that. Yeah, Brandon Aubrey's doing jury duty. They have a plan to practice him after jury duty. The flight gets in. They're going to take, obviously come back from the game on Sunday. He will be back in time to resume jury duty on Monday morning. But it's funny because he laughed about it. He said, you think you've seen it all in this business, and he's never had a player miss practice because of jury duty, and they're doing everything they can to get his kicks in, get him ready, prepared for the game. He'll be on the charter going to the game on Saturday, and he will be on the charter back so he can get back to jury duty on Monday morning.
Pop, will we see Dalvin Cook this week?
Ooh.
You know what? That's funny because I'm going to ask Dalvin Cook that in the locker room, and I have more about that tomorrow. We did not ask. That's what's so crazy is that you talk about so much stuff, and I don't think no one asked Jerry Jones about Dalvin Cook on Tuesday. We didn't ask Mike McCarthy about Dalvin Cook on Wednesday and Thursday in our open press sessions. Have we forgotten about Dalvin Cook in this running game? It's interesting. We have so many other irons in the fire. You think about so many different things, but I will make a point to talk to Dalvin Cook in the locker room, and we'll have a report on that tomorrow.
No, down.
Well, he only knows what Jerry says on the radio. So if Jerry didn't say, he don't know. We'll find out later.
Exactly. But he's getting all the reps with the first team and feeling good about himself. About themselves and what he's doing. So we'll see if he's good enough to play this week.
Clarence, and really quick before you go, can you give us an update on what happened with John Stevens? I mean, I think everyone was kind of shocked by that news this morning. And
yeah, it's so sad for him because Mike McCarthy said they had plans on playing him. They were getting ready to put him in the offense. They had plans on using him. And for the second straight season, he's gone with a torn ACL. This is a guy, he was a receiver in college. He transferred to tight end in the pros, and really the Cowboys liked what he did in training camp last year. Then he suffered a torn ACL. Came back this year. He made the roster, really excited about his potential. Had an injury in training camp, but now he's out with a torn ACL in practice. I mean, it was something that he said that all the players, when they saw it, when he went down to practice on Wednesday, everybody was, obviously down about it because they know how hard he's worked and what he's done to get back here, and they actually had plans to use him.
Wow.
Thank you, Clarence. We'll see you tomorrow, buddy.
All right, guys. Thank you, guys.
There goes Clarence Hill, who will be back with us in here tomorrow, I believe. Mm-hmm. Yes, he'll be back.
I lost the bet, by the way.
Oh, about the taco meat?
No, the concepts of a plan.
He didn't say it.
I thought we were still doing quarter zip with no shirt talk.
Yeah, no. We can get off.
Y'all stop being nasty. No, put a shirt on. So the injury report stuff, just going off of what each coach is saying about those guys, if I had to guess right now, Micah Parsons ain't playing and DaRon Bland ain't playing.
Facts.
That's what it sounds like.
That's what
they're probably not playing.
That's what I would
This
guess.
is Kyle Shanahan yesterday, where if we would rewind a while, I would have figured we'll have Parsons, we'll have Bland. They won't have Deebo or Brandon Ayuk.
Maybe not Kittle.
And maybe not George Kittle. Okay, let's do this. Kyle Shanahan yesterday, when he was talking to the media, they asked him about Deebo Samuel, who was in a hospital with pneumonia, and I think he had fluid in his lungs. And I was like, there's no way he plays.
Yeah, he does. That's curable, man. That's curable in a couple days.
Kyle Shanahan said he's out of the hospital. He got in here yesterday. He's doing better than you'd expect with that stuff, and we'll see how he goes throughout the week. And then someone said, so does he have a chance to play on Sunday? And he responded, yes.
He's going to play.
Then he said George Kittle's dealing with a foot injury. He's going to miss yesterday's practice. When asked if that injury might sideline Kittle for this weekend's game, he replied, I hope not, but he can't go today. So, if just off of those words, I would bet one or both of them will play. The Cowboys will be without the guys that could give you a better chance. They will have the guys that I thought they might not, and our pets' heads are falling off, and Petey sold our dead bird to a blind kid or whatever.
Yeah.
That's Dumb and Dumber. Just don't worry about
It's
it.
a great movie. Have you not seen Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay, cool.
You
Have you seen Dumb and Dumber?
I always remember quotes
it's a
from
good
stuff.
movie.
I got to go watch Talladega Nights again because I'm going to be Ricky Bobby for Halloween, and I feel like I need to be ready.
If you're not first,
Last. I mean, I got shake and bake. I got all the basics, but I want to
What do
make
you do
sure
with your
I have
hands?
the crepes right.
yeah, that's
And
fair.
all that stuff, and the jukebox and all that stuff. So anyway, I just wanted to express to everybody that I was trying to get to a place where I could build how the Cowboys are going to pull this off, and the 49ers are really beat up, but it's like, no, you're more beat up than they are, and you're going on the road to play the boogeyman, and I'm afraid.
I mean, Mike could. He could have gotten into the bag because he's been good after buys.
Yeah.
He's been good. And maybe sometimes I joke about public shaming. Like, I think we should bring that back.
Shaming's good. Can we get likes, by the way? We're only at 92. It's not enough.
So maybe the public shaming makes Mike kind of go back into the lab, get into his bag, and kind of have a carefree attitude about this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just go, you know
you
what?
got nothing to lose. You're
I was
getting
gonna
fired,
say,
buddy.
if
hell
not
with it.
now, if not now, when?
To hell, throw caution to the
If
wind.
not us, who?
If not win, not now, then win.
Yep.
That's how it goes, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But why not throw caution to the wind? People are not giving you a chance against the Niners, despite who they have or who they won't have. You've taken L's from them the last 3-4 seasons. Your boss already talked about you bad, right? There's already players in that locker room that may have turned you off.
Yeah.
The tours are not stopping.
Yeah.
Nope.
Jury duty's happening.
Correct.
So you might as well just say, you know what? If I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down my way.
Go
And
swinging.
throw caution to the wind and just throw haymaker after haymaker after haymaker and just go and just hope one of them lands.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean, yeah, and they also have some young guys on the back end, specifically in their secondary that are playing right now. Renardo Green. You also have Malik Mustafa, who's out there. They do have some spots where you can find soft spots in their zones and things like that and take advantage of some of these young guys on the back end. There is no taking advantage of Fred Warner. He's fantastic. He's going to read you like a book most of the time. But, no, I agree. They just got to go out there and play. It's not going to be pretty the whole time, and specifically with dealing with Bosa and his crazy stance and the stuff that he does. What the heck? Why does he look like a cat in his stance? He looks like a cat.
You know who he's voting for.
And
Yeah.
he's also, but the thing is, though, is that he's playing pretty evenly on both sides. Is that he's both.
What?
He's playing on. Oh no, I didn't hear what you said at first. But
Register's late.
I thought that you were saying you know who he's going at. I thought you were saying he's lined up over 10.
No.
I heard what you. Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's playing both sides pretty evenly. So Tyler Guyton, if he's out there, is going to see him, and Terrence Steele is going to see him. How do the Cowboys do well with communicating? Because they don't blitz a whole bunch, but they stunt. They stunt. They want those guys in the interior to hold up double teams, Malik Collins, OG, triple OG, and loop the other guys around to be able to get to the quarterback. It's like, okay, well.
Which is what Cooper Beebe's been struggling with.
Beebe's been struggling with it, and that's what I'm saying is maybe they were able to go in the well and get ready for some of these protections and stuff like that, and you can give the quarterback some time.
What if we block with 9?
It won't work.
And just see what CD can do. Just
But
be like, look, you're going. Go.
But
we're going to block with 9.
But you know what's funny? You talking about Dallas, the San Fran tackles have been getting their tails whooped too.
Not
They've
like
struggled.
ours.
Yeah,
Not
good
the same.
players.
But the Cowboys have played all of the best edges in the NFL to start the season
but
outside of Micah. So
And
it's
they're
like
about to again.
But this
About-
goes back
about
to
the
what we
season.
talked about before the show, and we can talk about it more tomorrow. Every single time we bring up a 49ers weakness, it's like, okay, well,
yeah. Who's going to take
is
advantage
KJ
of that?
Henry going to go beat Trent Williams? Maybe. Oh, hey, they got soft spots in their zones in their secondary, right? Well, that's what happens when you run the ball well.
Yeah.
What does Dallas do?
Yeah.
Does
You
not
don't
run the ball well.
The one hope I think is always going to be your
special teams.
Your kicker's awesome. Your special teams are good.
He's distracted with jury duty.
And for the love of everything, can 4 and 88 just get cooking? Like that's what you're hoping for.
Which they did after the bye week last year.
Yeah, it's time.
It's time.
It's time to cook, and maybe time for cook.
And maybe we'll see some changes in the run game and some of the things, some of the usage, and some of the things that they decide to do.
Feed Zeke a little bit.
I'm out.
You want to upset me today.
Remember, you have no idea what anyone's going through, so be cool to everyone. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies and the tours.
We all silly like the mayor.